Hi everyone, it's Kate from the Fold Line. I am back this week with the sew down. Happy New Year to everyone. I hope you had lovely Christmases and feeling rested and ready to kickstart 2022. I'm now back from maternity leave, so everything will continue as normal. Lots of people were asking about what I'd had, and so I had a little boy in September. He's called Jake, and as anyone who has got a child will know, I'm quite tired. Haven't had a lot of sleep for 4 months, but yeah, I'm back and all the videos will continue as normal now, so thank you for bearing with us. So the sew down, it's for anyone who hasn't kind of seen this before, it's a rundown of things, a kind of roundup of things that we've seen, listened to, watched, stuff that's going on that we think you guys would find interesting while you sew. I always start with some new designers on the site, and while I've been away, you know, Rachel has been extremely busy. She has not been coasting along. So much stuff has happened. We have got some new designers PDFs, which I thought was worth mentioning because I know a lot of people love PDFs, and obviously for those of you that are less keen, you can get these printed as well, so you don't have to stick them all together. So PDF patterns, we've got some really nice big brands actually that we've added over the last couple of months. So we've got Merchant and Mills PDF patterns, we've got Sew Over It's PDF patterns, not the entire range of Sew Over It, it is there, we just have the ones with the extended size ranges, but I mean there's still about 40 patterns I think. Marilla Walker, and also Tilly and the Buttons. So those 4 have been added now, so we've got the PDF versions of those. And for those of you that don't want to print them off yourself at home, you can get our lovely printer Brenda to do it for you, so then you can just relax and they just arrive printed out. On that note, I should also mention that we had so many requests. So when you buy a copy shop pattern from us, so we print it out for you, we send an envelope alongside it, a kind of pretty envelope, I'll put a picture up so you can see, so that you can store your pattern in after you've cut it out. Loads of people asked whether we could sell them separately because they wanted them for the rest of their stash, and now we do that. So you can, I'll pop a link down below to everything I talk about, and I'll pop a link to these. If you are interested in the envelopes, you can buy them now. And we've also changed them, we've made them gusseted, so they can, you know, expand a lot more, you can fit a lot more in them. So that's my housekeeping, I would say. The other new thing that we've got in over the last couple of months is a new sewing pattern magazine, and they have just released the first issue got released a couple of months ago, and their second issue has just been released this week. So it's called Talco, I think. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Please let me know if anyone knows how to pronounce this. Yeah, so they're really fantastic. I got sent one while I was on maternity leave and had a read. It's really beautifully laid out. It's got a really nice aesthetic. It's got interesting articles in it. It's got sewing patterns included. So I think you get about 8 or 9 patterns included in the magazine. And then lots of interesting articles. It's really nicely laid out. You can see, I'll pop links to both of the issue 1 and issue 2, and you can have a look. There's lots of images of the patterns that are included as well as the layout, so you can get a kind of feel of it. But it's a really lovely magazine, and I thought it's something that you guys might find interesting. So talking on the note of reading, I've got a couple of really good articles for you guys to read. I'm sure many of you have been to see the House of Gucci film, which stars Lady Gaga. There's an interesting article about her costumes in it, which we thought was really interesting, so we really enjoyed that, and I thought you guys would enjoy too. She is such an amazing actress. This is just a side note. She just looks so different in all of her films. She's a really fantastic actress. Right, the other article that I've got is it's about Afghan women showing their resistance by sewing. and talking about how they've all learnt to sew. And I almost don't want to tell you too much about the article. I just think you should go and read it. It's a really nice one, and really interesting. Another thing that we've been reading, well actually this is Rachel read, and she sent the link to me, and I've actually just bought it, so I haven't actually read it yet, but she said it's fantastic and it looks really interesting. So it's a book called Plot 29, a memoir, written by Alan Jenkins. It's about a boy who was put into care, and kind of him and his brother were both put into care, and the people that they were fostered by had an allotment, and it's about growing seeds and growing things and how it makes you feel. It looks like quite a harrowing sort of story. I don't think that the fostering was particularly positive, but the idea of the allotment and growing stuff and things, it sounds really interesting. So if you're looking for a new book this year, I feel like this would be a nice one to start with. So definitely go and have a look. Little random thing that we thought you guys would like. So Louise, who works for us, her and her pal have got a really great blog, if you haven't been to see it yet, called Cut One Pair. And they make items, they sew. I mean, Louise is a prolific sewer, so they post things that they have made on there together. But they've just done a collaboration with Pigeon Wishes, and they've created a range of buttons and a range of sewing labels, and they're really great. If you like colour, this is for you. They're really fantastic. Go and have a look. Because we all need a little treat for ourselves in January, and especially if you're looking for some buttons for something you've made. There's some good ones on there. Right, stuff to listen to. I've got a few podcasts and then a few things to watch. So it's a episode of Conversations of Inspiration, which I'm sure I've definitely mentioned quite a few times, but we really loved the one about with Katie, who runs Find Sell Work. Anyone who's followed us for a while, we've supported that charity quite a lot. We've donated actually quite a lot to them over the years. And it was really nice to hear her talk about how it evolved, and it's a really fascinating story. So if you're looking for something good to listen to, this was great. Another sort of was almost like a public service announcement for those of you who've missed it. Life Changing is back with a new series. This is a podcast with Jane Garvey, and she talks to people who've got with kind of really extraordinary stories, and the way that it sort of, that point in their life transformed, was kind of transformative. It's a really fantastic podcast. I love it. If you haven't listened to it, definitely go and listen to it. Podcast that I listened to while I was up at in the small hours of the morning and got completely addicted to is called Sweet Bobby. This is about a 10-year-long catfish scam and it's got a really good twist in it. It's a true story. It's quite terrifying actually, how you can get kind of sucked into all of this, but it's really I really enjoyed it. So if you're in the sort of murdery sort of territory of podcasts and you enjoy that, I think you'll enjoy this as well. So a couple of things to watch. I'm sure many of you have started this. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about it. Your thoughts as well. And just like that, the new Sex and the City series is back on. You can watch it on, I think it's on Now TV. If you haven't started watching it and you were a fan of Sex and the City, I'm sure many of you have started. I'm undecided as yet, but I will say the costumes in it are freaking amazing, and I'm going to do a Find My Pattern on the series, so that's coming in a few weeks' time. So if there's anything in there that you really loved, hopefully I'll be able to find it for you. Next thing watching, this is something I actually haven't watched yet, but Rachel and Louise say it's amazing. So it's on my list of things to watch. It was over Christmas, A Very British Scandal. It's on the BBC. It looks really fantastic. It's got really good reviews, so that, if you haven't watched that yet, I think that would be a really nice thing to sort of sit down and watch. And finally, another Christmas, it's a Christmassy thing, but I know loads of people's Christmases were disrupted this year, and people ended up doing different things, myself included. I had a very quiet Christmas because of COVID. But the Sewing Bee had a Christmas special with celebrities. If you haven't seen it yet, it's really fun. You should definitely go and watch it. And we have also, and I'll pop a link to this, we've done a blog post with some pattern pics from the 2 episodes. Yeah, so those are really fun. So I hope that was good, and you've got some stuff to kind of keep you going for the next few weeks. I felt a bit rusty doing this. I hope I haven't done this for so long now. I felt a bit rusty. But yes, we'll be back as normal from now on. So yeah, there's lots of good stuff coming this year. And yes, I'll see you very soon. Bye.